welcome back to Going for Two with Jack Taylor. What's going on, everybody? My name is Jack Taylor.
My name's Hunter, too.
And we are coming to you guys to review a game against Auburn that started out really, really awful.
Yeah, wasn't enjoying life.
And just ended about as good as any game I've ever watched.
I was elated.
Yeah. I mean, it was probably the greatest Mississippi State game I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I mean, or greatest half of Mississippi State football I've ever watched.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure how many teams have allowed Mississippi State to score 40 unanswered. Like, just doesn't seem like that should happen.
Yeah.
In any age.
No, not at all. We actually contemplated just for the first 10 minutes of this show just not saying a word and then finishing really strong in the last 10 minutes. Yeah. But we didn't do that. Obviously, we're here starting strong and hopefully we finish strong as well. Mm-hmm. But before we do that, I'm going to continue on with my movie critique from last week.
Okay.
Actually, moving away from Air Bud, but and going into one of my favorite movies of all time. So
Air Bud isn't one of your favorite movies of all time?
I mean,
your favorite scene is when he gets tackled in the football one, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Mike Vick.
All right. So this movie has a dog in it too. A dog who held a baseball at one point. But talking about the Sandlot here. So Scott Smalls, as in You're Killing Me Smalls. So he at the beginning of the movie doesn't look like he's ever played baseball in his entire life. I mean, he played catch and got hit in the eye, embarrassed himself in front of the boys in the Sandlot. And Benny the Jet Rodriguez takes him under his wing and teaches him how to catch a fly ball by basically just saying, hey, just stand right there, hold your glove in the air, and I'm going to hit a ball right to you.
Which is also kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, just really unrealistic, I feel like. So after that, he catches the one fly ball. And then after that, he's just one of the guys. He suddenly is making these plays routinely without Benny the Jet Rodriguez just hitting them right to him.
Mm-hmm. He is Trey Turner.
Mm-hmm. He's hitting for high average.
Working opposite field.
When did you learn how to hit? I think we might have missed some hitting lessons.
I wonder if there's deleted scenes.
We need to know what was going on off screen because baseball's a hard sport to play.
Starts looking like Tanner Allen out there.
Yeah, I mean he's just slapping the ball all over the field and diving on making plays.
You can't even shift against him.
Yeah, I mean he is a 5-tool player. What happened? I mean, Benny the Jet Rodriguez might need to be a talent evaluator. I mean, if he's finding diamonds in the rough like that, you know. There's more going on than we are shown.
Do you think there was any substances used?
I don't know. He might have had some spider tack or some. I don't think he was pitching actually. Yeah, he was definitely using PEDs.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You think you know a guy?
You know, there's Barry Bonds and Smalls. One of them used PEDs definitely, and it's
maybe
Smalls.
Rafael Palmeiro.
Maybe.
No,
allegedly,
he never did.
He never did. He told me he never did.
I always trust him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No one would ever lie to save themselves.
To save their legacy.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah. Well, that's it
it.
For your movie critique Friday morning.
Come back next week and see what else we critique. You know, ruining your favorite movies one week at a time.
Yeah. Send in suggestions if you have anything. We may start this as a thing. Yeah.
All right. I like it.
Okay, well, after that, let's get into what this podcast is actually about, and it's some college athletics. Yeah. Start off like how we have like the past probably 7 episodes at this point with a little bit of college football from around the country. Mm-hmm. Oklahoma and Baylor played.
Yeah.
Baylor won.
Baylor killed them.
And then kicked a field goal at the end. Dave Aranda's a G.
Yeah.
He did it for point differential.
That's right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, Oklahoma, they've been showing the ability to lose all season, and they finally did it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and I feel like Baylor has played Oklahoma really close the past few years. Like, had a big lead on them a couple years ago and lost it.
And then Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, so it was I'm sure it was great for Baylor to finally win that game. You know, I mean, as a Baylor fan, I'm sure it was great to get the monkey off their back there. But Oklahoma finally loses a game, and Caleb Williams has shown he's pretty inconsistent, but still has the spot over Rattler. I think,
Rattler got in late in that game.
Yeah, Oklahoma fans were actually chanting his name. So,
dude, all the Oklahoma fans said that wasn't them. That was Baylor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
No one would ever lie to save themselves.
No.
Okay.
But
going
how the tables have turned for Oklahoma.
Yeah. Going on to the next game, A&M at Ole Miss. If your name is Zach Calzada, do not play teams from Mississippi.
Just don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ole Miss's defense really did look good in this game. They looked strong, but I really think it was way more about A&M's offense and Zach Calzada just not being...
I don't think I ever saw like an accurate pass from like
it was really
high,
off the whole game. Yeah,
it wasn't pretty. It wasn't the normal Zach Calzada we see.
Yeah, and A&M, I mean, they have a strong defense. Anytime Ole Miss got into the red zone, it was really hard for them to score. Matt Corral turned the ball over a couple of times, I think, or at least fumbled the ball a couple of times. So I know he's still battling an ankle injury, supposedly. So maybe that was a big reason.
Just give him the Heisman.
He wasn't running. But yeah, I think
he's had his Heisman moment against an unranked Tennessee team.
Yeah, he had his Heisman moment against Auburn and lost. So see how that works. All right, game number 3.
Actually, we don't have a game number 3.
Don't have a game.
Yeah, I just accidentally had one there that was from last week. Okay, I just noticed it. I'm so good at production. Point number 3 here. We're ranked again.
Oh, no. I kind of like this whole being unranked and beating ranked teams, but in order to keep our Sugar Bowl hopes alive, it is good that we're ranked now and just inching up the polls leading up to the Egg Bowl.
There's a lot of things that are in place still, and I enjoy a lot of them.
Yeah, we'll definitely get into those as we go through our game review and beyond. So we're going to have a game review today, but we're not doing much of a game preview because we're playing Tennessee State.
Yeah, if anyone knows anything about Tennessee State, why? That is all.
I didn't even know this was a school.
I didn't know that Hugh Jackson was their offensive coordinator until 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, Eddie George is their...
Yeah, I knew that, but did not know Hugh Jackson.
Yeah, and so now that we've dropped those...
He drives the bus.
Now that we've dropped those 2 names, that's the only game preview that we have. So yeah,
we'll get back to that and we'll repeat those exact 2 statements later.
And we'll give our game predictions for that. But honestly,
I haven't even thought about a game prediction for that.
Yeah,
I think we're gonna lose.
Oh no, that's not good. We're already bowl eligible.
I don't think that would do well for our Sugar Bowl hopes.
No, that would near about eliminate them. So. All right, but the game review, as we mentioned, it was an incredible game on the Plains. Incredible second half against Auburn. So tell me what you saw in this game.
Okay, so. Early in the game, as everyone else, I was not having fun.
No, Bo Nix was looking like his normal Heisman candidate self.
Yeah, and just a little tidbit here. Last week we hyped up Bo Nix a lot. That was by design. I said like 2 days before we recorded, I'm like, when we do this episode, we have to hype up Bo Nix because if we talk, it's Bo Nix, he's not that good. He's gonna come out here and kill us. And then I thought our juju had flipped at the beginning because he's like, he knows that we're like actually doubting him.
Yeah,
but
he listened. He's an avid listener.
He's an avid listener. He listens to us, but never mind.
Well, now with all his free time, he might tune in.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Bo Nix.
Didn't die. He just broke his ankle.
Yeah. We get Bo Nix for another year. Like the hell was ever in doubt. But 28-3. Yeah. That's a cursed lead.
Stop us if you've heard that before. Just moment of silence for all the Auburn and Falcons fans.
Yeah. Having to relive that.
All those fans that are listening to our podcast.
We have one of those demographics.
Do we?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
All right, yeah, but as you mentioned, so 40 unanswered points. Once we got to 28-3, once we were down 28-3 late in the second half, we scored a touchdown. Auburn misses a field goal, and that kind of ends the first half, go into the second half and score 5 touchdowns in a row.
It's 6 touchdowns in a row, actually.
Well, in the second half.
Oh, yeah. We count the one before second quarter.
Yeah, 6 touchdowns, or a touchdown on 6 straight possessions is unbelievable.
Yeah, and then the last one we missed a field goal.
Yeah.
It's okay.
And that's a week after we got into the red zone and had to settle for field goals 3 times Or I guess
well, surely we got them right.
Surely. I mean, at least 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Might have missed 1. Might have missed all 3.
All possibilities.
Yeah. But in the second half and beyond, I mean, we dominated on every side of the ball. I mean, Bo Nix did have an ankle injury and it limited his mobility. And I was just, the whole second half, I was just like, can we please just make him move around in the pocket, you know?
Early in the game, I was like, why are we blitzing Bo Nix? I know he's going to be able to roll out away from our guys. But once he kind of got banged up, I was like, please get him off of his platform.
Yeah.
It was really weird because it looked like I was just going back on what I was saying like 10 minutes before, but it was different.
And he was really, I mean, you could tell he was banged up. And after the game, it comes out that he has a broken ankle and he's out for the season. So really do hate to hear that. I like watching Bo Nix play. He has some incredible plays. So hoping he heals from that. But that doesn't take away from how fun of a second half it was.
Yeah. Thing here, the air raid works in the SEC.
Yeah, and it's getting better every week.
When I was doing my spreadsheets, I always said like, when everyone does their jobs, we're getting like 9-10 yards per play, and that second half is that.
Yeah, it was really, really awesome.
Yeah, like just chunk play here, grind out to 3rd and short, get it.
Yeah, and we still, I mean, even now we still haven't seen a receiver catch a ball and make a play and have a long touchdown, but we started seeing yards after catch like that we haven't seen before. Malik Heath, Austin Williams had one where he got 6 or 7 yards after a catch one time. And you're starting to see Will Rogers gain confidence every single week and air the ball down the field on first down, and it's just so much fun.
Can we talk about that video?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean
I'm tired of being close.
Yeah.
What a quote.
I mean, he said what we've been saying. Like we're losing close, and when we win, we're winning close. It's like, let's just pull away.
Yeah.
And it was fun. It was so much fun to watch
that video.
Yeah, it was.
You know, I feel like Mike Leach should have said, "Win this game earlier," if that's all it took.
Yeah. I mean, say that before the game.
I mean, put me in his shoes. I'm saying that before the game.
Mm-hmm. I'm calling the touchdown button a lot earlier.
Yeah, I'm saying do the thing where we don't go down 28-3. But I mean, you just gotta get both top 2 on the record book of biggest comeback in Mississippi State history.
Yeah. So I mean, it's fun watching Will become more confident, become a leader on the team. I think there's 2 things that are happening. So Mississippi State fans, I think, are finally coming around to like, he's really good.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I mean, me and you have been on this train for a long time, but it's not only Mississippi State fans. I think the entire country is starting to notice. I mean, he's getting award after award for that second half that he had. He got Manning Player of the Week. He was
on
Davey
ESPN's top 5 Heisman list.
Yeah, Maxwell Player of the Week. I mean, it was just unbelievable. I mean, they keep rolling in. He's starting to get this recognition, and a big debate has started on whether he or Matt Corral is going to win the Connerly Trophy. So I still think that's going to be Corral.
I feel like that's decided in the preseason, honestly.
Yeah, it's. I mean, as weird as it sounds, it's probably like a little bit of a legacy award.
Yeah.
I mean, Dak won it in 2015 when Chad Kelly had an incredible year.
Yeah.
So,
arguably better numbers.
Yeah.
But like, Will Rogers is going to win it next year.
Yeah, for sure. And I saw that votes have to be turned in before the Egg Bowl, so it can't even be decided on who wins the Egg Bowl.
That's silly.
Yeah. So,
not a real award. LaMickey Matt Corral.
I kind of forget. I mean, the past few years that it's not just an award for a Mississippi State or Ole Miss player. Like it could go to like a Delta State player if they wanted it bad enough.
I mean, Jackson State's doing real good right now.
Yeah.
What if Shadur Sanders just wins it? Best quarterback in the state, baby.
You just named one more player than I even knew existed on Jackson State.
And then Shamar Sanders, his other son.
Yeah.
I think is his name.
All right, name another. All right. I know we've talked about Will a lot, but coming into this, or just getting on into Will's talk, so I think he's the best quarterback in the state.
Yeah,
state of Mississippi. I know you
tweeted that out after the game, and I was like, yeah, that's alike. Like,
yeah, I mean, and I saw it from a few other accounts too, so I didn't feel as alone in that thought. But man, it's starting to become obvious, and the numbers are there. And I get, it's the offense, whatever. He's going to throw more passes. He's going to get more yards.
Does that mean he has to throw 80% completion percentage?
Yeah. That's not only the best that like we've ever seen as Mississippi State fans. That's the best in NCAA history.
Yeah, like right now, he's the career completion percentage record holder, and that's with him having like a 69% completion percentage last year.
Yeah.
He's at like 76% on his career, which is crazy.
Yeah. I mean, me and you have just played around with some numbers that he could end his career if he plays another 3 full years. After, 4 full years, I guess. If he wanted to.
Yeah, 3 full years.
3 4 years after this.
Yeah.
Then he could be the all-time yards record holder, completion percentage, completions. I mean, it's unreal.
And like, think about Will is, I mean, he could go out and get better in the offseason, and like probably will, but like, I'm not sure of how much like an NFL prospect type guy he is that he just leave. Like, I mean, Gardner put up like the best numbers you could in the air raid and was like a 6th round pick.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It seems like it's kind of Will's spot.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem like he has a problem being here either.
Yeah.
I mean, he loves where he is. And,
Yeah.
And I'm starting to love him there too.
Yeah.
So
Love Will.
yeah.
Like,
But man,
just a kid from Brandon. Yeah. So on the game, 415 passing yards, 44 of 55 with 6 passing touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
That's nuts.
Yeah. And just comparing this year to last year, it's night and day. I mean, we saw this week that rush 3 drop 8 just doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, teams are cycling back and forth between man and zone because they're just deciding how they want to get beat.
Yeah.
You know, they're just trying to limit the damage, and Will's taking exactly what they give him, and they're using motion to our advantage. And,
yeah.
Man, it's just looking awesome.
Everything's getting kind of cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what we pull out in the Egg Bowl because in the Vanderbilt game we did show a little bit of the read option.
Mm-hmm.
I think we ran it like twice, and then Will pulled it against Arkansas in a big game. I mean,
Yeah.
seeming like stuff's opening up.
Yeah.
So
The only I mean, obviously, you have a number of complaints from the first half, but I mean, I just have to think if we can start out strong against Ole
cannot
Miss,
wait until we can start out strong.
if we can start out strong and not go down, I mean, not even down 28-3, but not go down a couple touchdowns early in a game, we could hang some numbers on Ole Miss, on any team that we play. Yeah.
I mean, as much as Alabama killed us,
Early in the game, we were moving the ball down the field.
we moved the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, he had 300 passing yards.
And I can see pretty much a night and day difference from Will then and Will last week.
And I was skeptical this season because people were like, oh, yeah, it's year 2 of the air raid. It's going to get much better. The stats don't really back that. People are kind of skewing stats to match their narrative, but it's working this year. Most of the time, year 3 is the sweet spot, but somehow we're in an accelerated path right now where we're just here. And it's I'm loving it.
Yeah. I mean, we've turned from a 3-7 team last year to what could potentially be an 8-4 team now, and with all, I mean, everything going right earlier in the season, could be a 9-1 team right now. So we're speculating a lot, but it's looking fun. And like Will said, we're tired of being close, and it's starting to look like we're not going to be close very much longer. So moving on to the O-line, really had a great second half. But the one problem that keeps coming up is Scott Lashley.
Yeah, Lashley was not good in the first half. I got texts from friends that are like, what's up with the right tackle? He stands out on every play, and not for a good reason. I'm like, yeah, it's what he does. But he came out in the second half and responded well. Cole Smith is really good.
Yeah.
Charles Cross is really good.
Yeah.
Sharp is really good.
And I have to say, like, with the penalties that we had and everything, which didn't seem like too egregious outside of the first half, I mean, Will is still just getting so much better at not letting one penalty kill our drive.
Yeah.
We're moving the ball past that, even on 1st and 15, and scoring in the red zone. So, I mean, and that was all just from last week, because the week before we weren't able to score much in the red zone. So it just keeps getting better, like I keep saying.
Yeah.
So
during this game, I kept on thinking that Auburn Jesus was going to show up, and that didn't happen.
Yeah. We haven't even mentioned the fact that like the calls that we never get, we were getting.
Yeah.
I mean,
those are calls that Auburn gets.
Yeah, a questionable. I guess it was questionable. Up in the air on Forbes getting targeting. That gets overturned because he was making a play on the ball. And then the Auburn D tackle.
That egregious roughing the pass, targeting on Will. You just got to get those type of plays out of the game.
Yeah. Whew. Man. That was such a football move. I mean, he did lunge, so that's
just
the only.
Don't launch at his head.
Yeah, that's the only reason that made it targeting. But
I promise you, Will's not going to get out of the way.
No,
Will's not going to evade you.
That's one thing that Will does need to work on is some pocket awareness and some.
What are you talking about? He's going to be running a 4.3 next year. Could you imagine? He just comes out and rushes for like 2,000 yards.
Oh my god!
Come out in the Egg Bowl or run triple option.
Oh my gosh! In the first half.
In the first and the second half air raid after they get all their adjustments ready. That'd be
beautiful.
Me and NCAA. Onto the wide receivers and running backs. Wally is so good. Like so good. What's his stats here?
Jaden Wally had 7 receptions for 87 yards. And
still doesn't get a touchdown?
He had a long of 29 yards, 29-yard reception.
That's one down the right hash. Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Then we had Malik Heath, 5 receptions for 74 yards and a touchdown. Greatest game of his Mississippi State career. I mean, he is back. Yeah. And, I mean, he's just our 50-50 ball receiver. And, man, it is fun to watch him. He was the one we were talking about, how to catch and run. He broke a tackle. That's something we haven't seen from a receiver all year.
Yeah.
He just bounces
except
off
for Jameer Calvin.
Bounces off a tackle, and, man, that was... I just keep saying it. It's fun to watch. A long list of receivers who had just really long catches in this game.
Mekhi Polk, what's his stat line right there?
8 receptions for 61 yards and 2 touchdowns there.
He's so good.
Austin Williams, 4 for 44. And then our 2 running backs, Dylan Johnson had 4 receptions for 40 yards, and Jaquavius Marks 7 for 30.
And Dylan Johnson had 62 rushing yards and a pretty big receiving touchdown there.
I mean, late in the game, Dylan Johnson just looked like a downhill runner.
Yeah.
I mean, breaking tackles and getting outside. Hurdling guys.
Wouldn't call it that. I love commentators. They're so good. But...
Also looking at this, Jameer Calvin, I mean, it's a huge name from Saturday. 4 receptions for 20 yards and 2 touchdowns. He hadn't had a receiving touchdown since the La Tech game, first game of the year, and he had 2 in this game. And then J.J. Jernigan, the man of the week, actually just got on scholarship. So really proud of him for that. I think it's our 2nd week in a row giving somebody a small clap.
I think it may be our 3rd.
Really?
Someone else got a scholarship.
Christian Ford.
No, yeah. So, I think you're right.
2 of them. But congratulations to him. That's big news now that we don't have to play walk-ons anymore.
Brian Haydad is fighting oxygen right now.
Yeah, a great game for all of the Will's targets in this game. I mean, he doesn't put up those numbers without guys catching the passes. So it was just everybody was getting a piece of the action. And Ra Thomas, we didn't talk about him much. He had 2 receptions for 22, but had a really good, really long 18-yard reception.
Yeah, they went out an injury after that, right?
I think so.
Yeah. And the thing about it, this receiving room is getting better.
Yeah.
We just got a 4-star wide receiver that decommitted from Ole Miss after they beat Texas A&M, and that's some. After a big win against Texas A&M,
usually you see a lot of decommitments.
So. Yeah, you see 2 4-stars decommit. That's normal.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with your coach exploring his other options.
Lane Kiffin would never explore his other options
in any
aspect
way
of his life.
Oh.
He's just a godly man.
All right.
Okay, on to the defense. In the first half, I fired Zach Arnett. I was tired of it. I wasn't having any fun.
Yeah.
We were letting Bo Nix look good against us, and I was like, okay, I know Bo Nix is good, but dude, we're not even
close
stopping anything right now. Yeah. And then I soon rehired him. Once we started throwing a shutout here.
Yeah, we allowed 6 points in the second half. Man, it was fun.
Yeah.
And special teams was huge in this game. Blocking a field goal, that I think is just the turning point of the game.
Yeah.
And then snuffing out a fake punt. Not even snuffing it out. We had our full defensive package out there, and their punter still thought it was a good idea to run up, jump pass.
We're actually sitting there with our 2 corners, our 4 best linebackers,
and our safeties.
And
Jalen Green is just a couple inches away from a pick 6 on a jump pass from the punter.
They saw that in the LSU-Alabama game. We're like, okay, write that down. We're trying that.
No matter what the situation is, when I say fake punt, you're doing that.
He pulls out a card from his pocket and says, punter jump pass no matter what.
That was ugly. But, that was just another turning point in the game. It's just... We were firing on every side of the ball.
Yeah. We were texting during this game, and I was like, what in the world is happening?
Yeah.
It was like...
I've never seen a half of football where our offense, defense, special teams, and those were all working, and we were getting calls going our way left and right.
Like,
I've never seen it in my life.
This must be how it feels to be like an Alabama fan, maybe.
Maybe so.
Maybe a Georgia. Oh wait, they just kill everyone. They don't matter about the calls.
I would almost rather have it this way, where you get surprised when the stuff happens.
Yeah,
it's just
I can't wait to have my heart broken against Tennessee State for no reason.
Yeah.
I know how this works.
Put it past us. Yeah, highs and lows.
Highs and lows. Don't get too high, don't get too low.
Talking about the special teams, we did mention it a little bit. And Tulu Griffin, who's been out with injury for the past couple weeks, he didn't even travel to Arkansas, but he did go to Auburn, didn't get any playing time. But he should be back. Maybe
we'll sit him this week.
Yeah, that'd probably be a good idea. But in the Egg Bowl, you could see him returning kicks again. I think we've had Jaquavius Marks back there doing it.
Jaquavius Marks will limp off on an offensive possession, and then 5 plays later, come out and...
Yeah, so that's not ideal.
Return a punt.
But Tulu is an explosive...
Which, we don't even put them back there for punts. No. I don't know what we're going to do.
Austin Williams. Yeah.
Wally.
All reliable. But, but Tulu should be back, and that's another huge target for Will, just to add some speed to that. So him and Jameer Calvin could be really, really fun in the Egg Bowl.
Yeah.
So...
And I think that's it for our game review. That
we could talk about it for another 30 minutes, but we've been talking about it all week,
and everyone's probably heard it talked about.
And watched the replay 10 times, like I have.
Wow, what a game! Yeah. I looked up after this game. I was like, largest comeback in college football history, and I was like, okay, I know we're not number one, but number one was, I believe, a 35-point comeback. It was like midway through the third. They scored 38 unanswered. Yeah, we scored 40 unanswered.
Mm-hmm. Could have been more.
Could have been more.
Yeah, we were Emmanuel Forbes dropped interception on the sideline away from literally a perfect half of football.
Yeah.
Just couldn't have been better because that was the possession that they ended up scoring on. But I'm obviously not trying to take away from a great game from Forbes and all of them, but.
What do you think about Mike Leach's dance moves?
I think we should move on to a game preview.
Okay.
I liked the dance moves a lot. I loved his commentary on the dance moves in the press conference the next day a little bit better. Mm-hmm. So he's like,
I'm liking fun Mike Leach.
Yeah. I did like on the blocked field goal, which was a huge part of the game. You get a perfect side by side of Zach Arnett just jumping up and down, screaming ball, 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 and then Mike Leach just sitting there like. He's watched this game 500 times, and he knew exactly what was going to happen. Like,
dude's just watching a Christmas movie.
And it's one of those things. Like, if we were losing and that happened, and he showed no emotion, like I would be so mad. Mm-hmm. But that went in our favor. Everything's going our way, funny. And it's just hilarious. Like against Memphis, he showed no emotion, and I wanted him gone. Mm-hmm. And in this game, he showed no emotion, and I was here for it. So.
It's comedy. That's it.
This is what we signed up for.
Yeah.
But moving on to our game preview. So
there's a game Saturday.
Yeah. Do they have any big names on their coaching staff? Tennessee State?
Eddie George and Hugh Jackson.
Okay. So then we're going to segue into our
The game is at 11 a.m. on SEC Plus, or you can find it on the ESPN app.
Mm-hmm.
They're the Tigers, right?
Yeah. And we are wearing the ugliest uniforms that we have ever drawn up.
And that's our game preview.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So if you are fortunate enough or unfortunate enough, however you want to look at it, to watch this game, just know that we got you prepared for it.
Yeah, just watch it in black and white.
We can't tell you what's going to happen on the field with this Tennessee State team, but on the sidelines, we got you covered with the big names.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to get an interview with Hugh Jackson, my favorite Browns coach. Not everyone can go 0-16.
That's right. All right, so now we're going to move into our picks for the week.
Do we want to talk about how bad I did last week?
Yeah. I don't know. I think Drew ended up going 7-3.
That seems about right.
He's going to be our winner. Just beating out Courtney, who was 6-4.
So. Courtney is a rock solid 6-4.
Yeah. All right, but Hunter went 1-9 last week.
The only game I got correct was Texas Tech. It took a 62-yard field goal in college football for me to get a game correct.
If that field goal doesn't fall and they go to overtime, you are 0-10.
Mm-hmm.
Things don't go your way.
If you want to make money, fade me.
Mm-hmm.
I'll keep on giving the bad picks.
Yeah, I like it. I'm here for that, and I can just about tell you you're going to go 2-8 every week when I hear that you are picking Ohio State, Alabama, and Oregon to lose.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, bad look from me. I'm really just out here doing it for content.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
All right, so finally moving into our picks for the week. We're going to go through these rather quickly. So we got game number 1, number 7, Michigan State, going to number 4, Ohio State, for a really big matchup in the Big Ten.
I'm going to Ohio State.
All right, I'm going to go Ohio State as well.
Okay, good.
All right, game number 2, we got number 10, Wake Forest at Clemson. Who you got?
I want Wake Forest to win, but Clemson deserves to be ranked, honestly.
Just because I don't want Clemson to be ranked, I'm actually going Wake Forest.
Yeah.
So Clemson's really not good this year.
To make sure Wake Forest wins, I'm going to pick Clemson.
Okay. Gotcha.
So, yeah,
that's
a calculated pick right there.
Yeah. And I know, just that Clemson on paper is just a pretty average team.
Yeah.
7-3, not a bad year by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, by their standards, it is a terrible year, but I mean, Clemson's not a bad team. Wake Forest is kind of a fake good team, but I think they can kind of prove it this week.
Yeah.
So I'm taking Wake Forest here. Game number 3, we've got Iowa State going to number 13, Oklahoma. I've said before, Iowa State likes to get one big win a year, and they did that against Oklahoma State. This wouldn't really be considered a big win, I don't think. It might be.
Yeah.
I mean,
maybe. I mean,
you see
one loss.
You see Oklahoma on your schedule with one loss. I mean, that's a good team.
Yeah.
But it's at Oklahoma. I think I'm going to take them to win.
Okay.
Please don't do it.
Yeah, I'm picking Iowa State because I want Oklahoma to win.
I can't stand you.
I mean, I'm either going to be right or wrong.
All right, game number 4. We've got a really just a snoozer of a game. Now that Bo Nix is out, we've got Auburn going to South Carolina. You gonna make me pick this one first?
Yeah.
Okay. I think Auburn's gonna win.
Me too. I am also taking Auburn.
Okay. I know South Carolina had a huge win against Florida a couple weeks ago.
I've heard wins against Florida get you ranked number 2 in the nation.
Mm-hmm. I've heard that.
2-point wins.
Man. So South Carolina at 5 wins right now. They're closing out their season with Auburn and Clemson, which is just a brutal stretch for a team
stretch of 2 6-win teams.
But I mean, on paper, that is
That's
where most teams are playing, Tennessee State or something like that to close out the season.
Cupcake schedule.
Whew, that's not easy. But so I don't think South Carolina is going to get that 6th win because I think Auburn is going to win this weekend.
Yeah.
All right. So game number 5. I want it to be a good game. Number 21, Arkansas at number 2, Alabama. Any chance for you in this game?
No, I'm picking Alabama.
Okay.
Because I am a sensible person.
All right. You sound like you're just being held hostage with these
I am
picks.
being held hostage here.
All right. Blink twice if you're okay. All right, he blinked. All right, I'm taking Alabama in this game as well. Pretty easy one for me. Game number 6, we've got SMU at number 5, Cincinnati. Cincinnati, an undefeated team. They're trying to sneak into that top 4 ranking, and SMU is looking to play spoiler here. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna be the first one to call this one. I think SMU is gonna win.
Okay, I'm gonna be sensible. That's a dumb pick. One of these teams is a top 5 team. Duh. How would you ever pick something like that?
You're going Cincinnati?
Yeah, I'm going Cincinnati.
Okay.
Cincinnati.
Stop.
They're definitely losing.
All right, game number 7, we got Virginia Tech traveling to Miami in a game that I just don't even know what to think.
Virginia Tech no longer has a coach. Miami no longer has an athletic director. So Manny Diaz is on his way out, and
Lane Kiffin's on his way in.
The Lane train going down to Miami, maybe.
It's a big hub for trains down there, I think.
I doubt it. It's a horrible place for a hub.
Yep. At the very bottom of the contiguous United States.
Virginia Tech is looking at Joe Moorhead right now.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm. With other names such as Hugh Freeze in the running.
Just a good little Egg Bowl week matchup.
Yeah.
So,
some good stuff. I'll let you pick this one.
I picked the last one.
I'll let you pick this one. You got it.
I think you should do it.
All right. Virginia Tech just to get the Lane train rolling in Miami faster.
All right. I think Virginia Tech as well.
Okay.
Game number 8, we got Florida at Missouri. This, I know I said that our Auburn, South Carolina was a snoozer. This,
you mean
couldn't pay me to watch.
SEC game days, game of the week.
Surely, somewhere in some ranking, that's the game of the week.
But maybe if you rank by worst teams. Oh wait, Vanderbilt's over there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Florida in this one. I don't know why. I think this could be a bounce back week for them.
I think Dan Mullen saves his job.
I think that any chance of a bounce back is over. This team's deflated, but I still think they're good enough to beat Missouri.
Yeah, Missouri's good enough to beat South Carolina, and Florida isn't.
So you're taking...
I'm taking Missouri.
All right.
Eli Drinkowitz, everyone's least favorite nerd.
Jeez.
He is. It's self-proclaimed.
All right.
I don't know why that says that.
All right, so game number 9, we've got number 3, Oregon, going to number 24, Utah. And this is a chance for Oregon to really get a good win under their... or another really good win. They already have a win.
Yeah, they have the best win, second best win in the nation.
Yeah, us over Kentucky is much better.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
All right, so I'm going to take... I think I'm actually going to take Utah in this game.
Utah's favored. I think Joe Moorhead's going to do it for us.
Okay.
I'm take Oregon. He knows potential suitors for jobs are looking at him.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's going to go out here and show out.
Yeah, I just know Oregon has lost a game to Stanford. They've played some close games in these past few weeks, so I think this is the week they finally drop a second one and finally fall out of those rankings. So
yeah.
Now we're moving on to game number 10. We've got America's Game of the Week. We got Tennessee State coming to Mississippi State in a game where we can only hope that it is going to be a blowout and that we get to rest some of our starters in the second half and get prepared for the Egg Bowl coming up next week. We don't want to seem like we're looking too far ahead.
We're looking ahead.
But we're looking ahead. I'm going to let you give a score prediction first.
Okay, I'm going to go Mississippi State 52, Tennessee State, give me 10.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm going to go Mississippi State 49-3.
Okay.
So, really, really big game. Really hoping that Will Rogers can keep pace with his, maybe get 350 yards or something like that, and a couple touchdown passes just to keep his Heisman ballot up there.
Yeah.
You think?
He'll be top 5 next year at the beginning of the season.
All right. Sounds good to me.
Okay. And then do we want to do offensive and defensive player of the game? Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
You go first.
All right. I think a guy that we're going to see a little bit of in the second half. I'm going to go Chance Lovertich.
Okay, I like it.
He's gonna pass a few touchdowns to Ra Thomas.
Okay. I haven't looked at a depth chart in forever, but I want to pick Sawyer or Daniel Greek. I think there's still like either or on the next one. So I'm going to go with the higher rated one and go Sawyer here.
Okay. So you think he would get in over Chance?
No, I think Chance will get in more like, okay, that's Chance, and then let's have some fun with the freshman.
All right, so have a little spring game action, just all the quarterbacks get a chance here.
Yeah, and Hugh Jackson gets to see him.
Ooh, I like it.
All right, now your defensive player.
I really want somebody to get a pick six in this game.
Nathan Pickering? That's who I'm taking.
That's it.
Nathan Pickering is going to score a touchdown in this game.
Okay, I think it's going to be...
If Nathan Pickering scores a touchdown in this game, I'm going to go insane.
I think Jamal Peters is going to get pick six in this game.
Wow, okay.
I don't know why. That's the first name that came to my head.
Think we get a kick return touchdown?
Nope.
We could to start the game. Very easily.
They're not kicking it out of the back of the end zone, so...
Why?
Because it's a small school. I don't think they would recruit kickers that well.
Okay.
All right, so now we're going to move into some Instagram questions. It's our favorite part of the podcast every single week, and we thank you guys so much for sending in questions anytime that we ask. So, without further ado, let's get into it.
Okay, question number 1 from Football James 17. Why is Will Rogers the best quarterback in the state? Stats?
Probably his ability to pass and not try to create his own Heisman moment.
Yeah, not trying to create your own Heisman moment. Like going down 28-3 against Auburn, then leading a comeback. You know, that's how you create your own Heisman moment. He was just...
You don't have to get wheeled into the locker room. Have everybody, like, clapping for you.
He had to go to the bathroom. Paul Pierce.
He had to go to the bathroom. And then to come out.
Let's start spreading that narrative that he pulled a Paul Pierce.
And that's all Matt Corral did.
His
had to go to the bathroom.
His ankle was swollen so much. But he just had to go to the bathroom. From Frederick, 1851. Will Tennessee State have the better band Saturday?
I'm almost certain they will.
Why?
An HBCU.
Okay.
Gotta have a fun band. I remember the Sonic Boom coming for Jackson State when I was like 9 or 10 years old. That was fun to watch.
Yeah.
So
it's a good time. From Cletus69. What are your favorite NFL teams? I'm a Washington football team fan. Just took down the Tampa Bay Gronkaneers. Things are going fantastic. We're definitely going to make the playoffs, right?
Nope. Because my team, Dallas Cowboys, exists. So
yeah. Okay, from Cletus69. What bowl game or who do you think we will play? Okay, so what bowl game? So just a
little.
We'll
let you take over.
Just a little insight here. We've been looking at the numbers here. If we win the Egg Bowl, well, if this week goes how we think, we should move up to like 20 in the rankings.
Mm-hmm.
Ole Miss will probably move up to like 10 through 11, 10 or 11 right there.
Mm-hmm.
I think that puts in play us jumping them with a win in the Egg Bowl. So if we win the Egg Bowl, and Alabama happens to beat Georgia and Atlanta, we are awkwardly sitting there as the highest ranked SEC team available, and that gets you into the Rose Bowl.
Sugar Bowl.
Oh yeah, Sugar Bowl. Sorry, not the Rose Bowl. It's not the 1940s anymore. It's not our automatic tie-in. But yeah, that's kind of weird.
Yeah. Realistically, I mean, I don't know if that can be realistic, but realistically, the Citrus Bowl or the Outback Bowl are two very
Mississippi State-ish bowls.
Yeah. If a loss in the Egg Bowl would sit us like the Duke's Mayo Bowl.
I do not want to go to the Duke's Mayo. I'd rather us turn down our invitation. You think the Armed Forces Bowl wants us back?
I think we have a permanent ban from that.
We just respect the troops so much. Mm-hmm. You know when we fought them? They disrespected the troops.
Yeah, one of the guys came up to Malik Heath and said, "I don't respect the troops," and he just kicked him in the head and slapped him with a towel.
If you got him, slap him.
All right, but a loss in the Egg Bowl would sit us at the Duke's Mayo Bowl, Music City, or possibly the Texas Bowl. That's a weird one that we've never been to.
Yeah.
So None of them sound bad except for the Duke's Mayo Bowl. That just sounds awful.
I don't want to go to Duke's. I don't think that would be very fun.
Charlotte's nice this time of year.
I do not care. It's called the Duke's Mayo Bowl. Imagine Mike Leach wins and we have to pour a whole thing of mayonnaise on them. Why can't the SEC get something fun?
He complains about Gatorade. He's like, it's the worst.
Like water. Like, I think getting water thrown on you would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I didn't want to throw water on me. But yeah, anything's in play. We'll see how the rankings are next week.
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean, we could lose out and go to the Birmingham Bowl or something.
Woohoo! You know, is it smarter for us to lose out to avoid the Duke's Mayo Bowl?
I don't think it's that bad.
Here next week when we lose to Tennessee State, and I'll give you the spin zone.
If we lose to Tennessee State, I will post a video of me and Hunter eating a bowl of mayonnaise.
I don't like that. Yeah,
but Hellman's mayonnaise, not Duke's.
Okay, from Boston Essex, if State wins out, is the Sugar Bowl a possibility?
No.
It is. All we have to do is jump Ole Miss.
Yeah, that's the kicker.
It ends up with us 14, Ole Miss 15.
So we win out and then leave our fate in the hands of this committee, this all-knowing committee.
And then for this to happen, Alabama would have to beat Georgia.
Yeah. So
if Alabama does not beat Georgia, we just slot down one on everything.
To the citrus.
Yeah. We just
whatever.
And I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah. I'm perfectly fine with
anything
Alabama,
but the Duke's Mayo Bowl.
I'm perfectly fine with Alabama taking away Ole Miss's chance at a New Year's Six Bowl.
Yeah.
Perfectly fine with that.
That'd be a good time. Yeah. CJ Hunter. Obviously, there's a week before the Egg Bowl, but do you think it will be an offensive shootout or struggle?
I don't think we're going to struggle offensively. I definitely think that it's going to be a shootout in that game.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be a blowout either way. I think it's going to be pretty high scoring.
Yeah. But Ole Miss unders hit. That's a weird thing.
Yeah.
Ole Miss unders and Mississippi State unders have been really good this season, and
yeah.
I don't know.
And you can never predict what's going to happen in an Egg Bowl. So.
Yeah. From Brooks Taylor, how's No Shave November going?
I've shaved about 5 or 6 times.
I need to shave about 5 or 6 times. I look horrible right now. I'm just too lazy to do it. I have the most senioritis I've ever had right now. Another one from Brooks, 8-4 question mark?
Yep. It's on the table.
Yeah, I mean,
I think we're gonna win the Egg Bowl.
We gotta go get it.
Yeah. If you got them, smoke them. That's what they say.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Mm-hmm.
Megan Underwood, cross country natties preview. Will Arky sweep? I don't know.
How should I know?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Shouldn't you just go win them all?
Just go win. I feel like if you try your hardest, you'll sweep.
I feel like Arkansas controls their own destiny, honestly. I mean,
they just worked all season to control their own destiny in cross country.
Yeah. So that's that on that.
Yeah.
Go do that cross country.
And one from Sarah Havanek. When is my episode? What was the light goal? 50? What was the light goal on Sarah's?
It was like 25.
Oh, was it only 25?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
She really tried hard for that.
Well, there's an Instagram post on our page. If you can go find it, there's a comment where Sarah asked for her own episode, and we say, if you get this amount of likes, you can have your own episode, and she never got it. And she's just one of those handouts.
Mm-hmm. No participation trophy.
Gen Z, am I right?
All right, so I think that's all that we have today. Thank you guys so much again for the Instagram questions, and just thank you again for listening. We really try to make this as interactive of a podcast as possible, and you guys help us do that every single week. So we are so glad to be able to bring this to you, and this is the outro. Gotta keep you on your toes.
Yeah, they were sitting fastball.
I had to break one off.
We just hit him with a changeup right there.
Mm-hmm. That was more of a 12-6.
They never saw that one coming.
Maybe if you'd hit on the trash can, they would have known.
Yeah, Astros.
Mm-hmm. Sure, they won more than one World Series.
Right.
Because of that.
How many have they been in a row?
One.
That's good. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
This is the actual outro. You thought we were going to play the music again. Got him.